And some of the pool water.
Yeah, pool water too.
You can have the beverage in the pool water. You know, a little, like a
maybe-
little,
We could make some kind of a drink that.
with the pool.
Put a little blue curacao in
I
it.
think they had that last year.
You know, the power went out, I bet. That's probably what's
We
going on.
lost power?
Last week.
Oh, and then it shorts it out?
Oh, we got it on something over, we got Shane. That's just the video feed then?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Charter is still out.
Is it okay?
Turn charter on.
Well, the ones on the other one should be. There's a delay in one of them, I think. That's the one that's the delay. Real delay.
That's a big delay.
That's like last year.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, that's lucky. That part's lucky.
I don't know about
Tom,
that.
you're in two places at once.
Who is that guy? See if it switches now. I don't know if that other camera's on or not.
Oh, you know what?
So I wonder if the
That
sound,
one's okay, but
wasn't
the
it
one,
sound last time, people couldn't hear it?
I got my wife spying tonight.
Okay.
Told her to let me know right away if there's no sound so we know what to do.
it's not?
Not on the screen.
I don't know.
I wonder if that other camera ain't.
I bet she
Does
listens.
it have blue? It's got
Oh,
blue.
no, it's that one.
No,
That's got blue too.
Well, they're both showing up on here.
Mm-hmm.
we live.
I think that there might be streaming, but it's just not showing up.
Well, if it's not on that screen, it's probably not on everybody else's.
This one's.
Oh, it's just so delayed,
This one
Shane.
is delayed because Diane's not on it right now. These are the same.
We'll all be home.
So let's see how long it takes to,
Was Charter's working last time?
yeah?
One of them
This
didn't have
one was
sound.
working and that one wasn't. Now that one is and
Which
Fast.
one was the sound not on?
Fast.
Fast, or?
or Blue Point or whatever.
Both cameras are working.
You have Vasta at home?
Blue Peak. We have Blue Peak.
Yeah, Blue
That's
Peak.
fast.
Blue
Get it correct.
I know, I'm sorry.
recording.
Change their name all the time. Jerry, how was your weekend?
Good.
Ooh, I picked up steam.
Pretty
Maybe
anticlimactic.
shifted in another beer.
Were you able to put your feet up and just relax? That's a good weekend.
Why does
Maybe
it keep switching?
If it ain't Adam, what do we bring in here? But we
Be a
can
charter issue.
computers and beyond.
Coming tonight.
And when that wasn't working, this is that, everything was working on their end, it should have been working.
Nobody's here tonight.
And now,
Go department head.
just to be honest, I think internet in general is messed up.
We're supposed
That's
to
gotta be
do
some
this
of
with all the
Charter's
people that they
box,
do.
or it's on the wrong channel, maybe? Well, it can't be, because it's on the...
Oh, well.
You're live on one of them, so...
Ready to roll?
Once it switches back to the full console, it's unbelievable.
Okay, we'll get it going.
Yeah, shall we?
Customers aren't gonna miss a whole lot tonight, so.
Are we ready?
Hey,
We will call to order the regular meeting for July 8th. Sorry for the delay. We're trying to get our technical problem solved. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any changes to the agenda?
Yeah, we've got a couple things, Mayor. We've got a new business, city administrator. We have a 2 and a 3. I'll go through each one of those. One of them is a task order from Bollig Engineering that I'll explain, and Tom will help us explain. And then also, we have a resolution to approve the off-site gambling for Aloha Night also. So we'll add both of those. It'll go relatively quickly also.
Motion to approve is amended.
Second that?
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Anybody from the public that would like to talk about something that's not on the agenda today? Oh, hearing none.
there's it.
We'll move on to the consent calendar.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 24th council minutes, approve municipal accounts payable and payroll without breakthrough beverage.
I will second that.
Do we have any discussions on that? We do roll call then, please?
Jones,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Tiggs,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Aye.
Landeck,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve municipal accounts payable to Breakthrough Beverage.
Second.
First and second. Roll call, please.
Landeck,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Hendricks,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Mayor Corman.
Aye. Does anybody have anything for mayor council communication tonight?
I have an item, Mayor. I'd just like to remind the public about ribbon cutting and dedication of the new barber shop at the Wheels Across the Prairie this Thursday night at 5:30 p.m. The new barber shop is in honor of the dozens of people who served as barbers in Tracy over the decades, but especially in honor of Jack Miller, who was a barber in town here for over 50 years, and it's got his own, got his chair in there. And there's going to be some free hot dogs and beverages for anyone who turns out. 5:30 Thursday night. And then also a little reminder about Friday night is Aloha night, and hope people turn out for that. It's really a fundraiser for our fund for new park equipment. That's play equipment at Central Park.
It's gonna be warm too, so.
Nice warm,
Be
yep.
a nice night.
I have an item. I just want to assure the council and the public that the Community Center Work Group has been meeting weekly, and that we are pursuing, looking at buildings and for like remodel, and I guess in lieu of looking at a new build. So that's meeting weekly, moving on.
Thank you for that update.
I'll keep it right under your mayor and council communications. With the passing of Rosemary Martin, left a large hole within the city in many ways. But, you know, not only is she's not here, but she was involved in so many of the groups that we have, the work groups that we have put together. You know, she was part of the planning commission, she was part of the charter commission, she was a part of the police commission. Am I missing any that she was a part of?
That's it.
Airport.
Commission. So we will be looking, you know, that's four groups that she was on, and so we're going to be, not that, you know, it's very fresh in our minds, but not that we're trying to push our way through that, because we're all saddened by her passing. But the fact is we there's a big hole left in the city, but we need to fill those spots. So.
Is there a special big hole in the charter? Because didn't she?
It's a crater.
Well, but she held some certain. Didn't she have something that made her be able? Didn't she go through some training?
Boy, I don't know. Well, yeah, she had all kinds of training, but I don't know that there was anything in particular for her having that position. But she was the chair of that, yes.
Yeah, I know she was the chair, but I thought there was something she had done that
No,
helped
but-
us meet some.
Well, we have to file a report annually. And is it like in October or November, before the end of the year for
A
sure?
year-end report has to be filed.
Yes, and she often
You
put
know,
that
anybody
together.
that applies for the charter has to go to the courts, and the courts have to approve it and all of that. So there is a process there. But to my knowledge, that was it.
You know, in actuality, we should have did a moment of silence for Rosemary. So we should do that now, if you all are okay with that.
Sorry.
So first we'll do Rosemary's moment of silence to remember all the things, remember her? Okay, and our next problem is that Blue Peak is still a black screen, evidently.
Still a
at
black
home.
screen, okay. Well, it was working last week when I looked, and I probably walked by it 50 times today and didn't even look up to see if it was even working. But the other one is, we're hoping that Vast is I think it was, Blue Peak was the one that was,
That is Blue Peak, is
Okay.
that?
but it was no sound last week, right?
And now this time
Right.
they send the screen as
No.
black.
Screen is black, so they can't see you, but at least they can hear you now.
So we're gonna have to
Can they
get,
hear us?
I don't know, she
Yep.
didn't say. My scout said the screen
with
is
the,
black.
with the power outage that we had for a while, it probably screwed things up a little
Yep.
bit. And
Yep, and then we also, our IT person that isn't around right now, he's off right now too. So we'll work on that this week and before our next meeting again. But we had them up and running. So we apologize for that.
Is it still recording though, so people can go on YouTube?
Yep, the recording will be out there. You'll still have it, you just won't see it live.
Okay.
Okay,
Anybody
Mayor.
else have anything?
Okay, Mayor, if we can, let's through staff reports, I'm just going to be the only one that's going to have a couple things for tonight, just to put a couple things on the table for you to start thinking about. The first one is if you read your council packet, there was a list of all of the grants that Val has written in the last 4 years, along with the large one, which will be about $400,000 when we do the Safe Routes to School. She's going to have totaled in the last 4 years, since 2020, and this next one will come in 2025 sometime, the big one. She'll have accumulated over $800,000 in monies that she's brought to the city. Not that we wouldn't have got some of that without her, but we'd had to pay for it. You know, we've made her full-time and everything, so she doesn't like attention drawn to herself, so that's why I brought it up now. And if you get a chance, send her a note. And she couldn't say anything to me by not doing it when she's not here to stick up for herself. But she does a fantastic job with that, and we owe a lot to her.
Thank you, Val.
Next thing that you've seen on there is something I just want to talk about a little bit. So we've mentioned it before. SRDC has come in, and we'd like to change the zoning of the city of Tracy because we have some things that are wrong. And so it's also $9,000 to get it fixed through ordinances, through the work that SRDC would go through. It'd be about 90 hours worth of work. It's what I'm running into right now is we're, a third of the way through the budgeting process or a half the way through the budgeting process. There's so many places to put $9,000. So that's what we're kind of trying to work through now. So we're probably not going to make a decision on whether we're going to let them help us do our zoning until probably mid-September, when we have a better idea of what we're going to have for a budget for 2025. If that's okay with everybody, we're not going to really talk about it. We're going to push it off. I'm going to tell Chad that we're not going to make any decisions on that till later. And he was all right with that. Wasn't it Chad? Wasn't that his name? Yeah. So we'll do that.
So just put it on delay a little.
We're just going to table it for now and keep it out there. And does it need to be done? There's nothing that's forcing us to do it. It would just be nice that, remember, like for the 2 new houses out on Front Street, we had to go through a public hearing, and we had to go through the planning commission to get special permission to build those houses in what is now an industrial zone. We were trying to get all those things fixed, but it's tough figuring out where to spend the money and where not to spend the money. So we'll have a little bit better idea of that after the August 12th meeting that we have as a group, which again, you will have the preliminary budget to you probably 10 days in advance of that. Okay? Go ahead.
Weren't some of the things with the zoning discussed in developing our comprehensive plan? And didn't the planning commission kind of address some of that?
They addressed some of it, but it should have been done at the same time. In fact, SRDC asked, why didn't we do this when we paid you have to have a comp plan done every 10 to 15 years. So we paid a great amount of money to do that, but that wasn't a part of the zoning process. Now, in hindsight, would it possibly have been cheaper to have them do it at the same time? Possibly, but it didn't get done then. And when money's tight, it's hard to. But then you start nickel and dime and having to put things in out there where we have to start changing rules and regulations one at a time when we could have changed a lot of them all at once. So we'll have a better idea. They couldn't do it till 25 anyway. Even if we would have wanted them to do it in 24, they couldn't have done it. So I just didn't want you to be sitting out there waiting for me to be talking about that. Okay. Then also I was going to bring up same thing that Seth did. Aloha Night is this Friday night. Please come out and support the Parks Board. We'd really like to give that group that has worked so hard on the parks to make, especially Central Park look so good. We'd like to give them a little boost, and they've already done so much and they've worked so hard themselves. We just want to give them a boost with that some extra cash there.
So what locations can people go and buy tickets at beforehand?
You can go to the city office here. Tom Dobson is selling them. You can go up and ask for Diane, and then at the liquor store also you can buy tickets.
Swimming pool.
And the swimming pool, yes, I'm sorry. And at the swimming pool. Yep. So there'll be
They
swimming.
are $15.
$15 ahead of time, $20 at the door. That gives you a great meal, and we had a great meal last year, and we'll have a great meal again this year. Great entertainment, and we had some very generous businesses here in town donate for the raffle.
And there's karaoke this year.
Karaoke, swimming, games, all the food, usually what you can eat. So,
Does the city administrator have any veto authority over who sings karaoke?
I should. You were there last year. You heard it.
Yeah.
All right, Mayor, we can move into new business now if you want, please.
Okay.
All right, this is where our changes are going to come in. The first one we have on here is Resolution 2024-67, amending the City of Tracy handbook. So this would be for the June 19th. That would be the new holiday. So we had made the changes with the union on this, but we didn't make the changes in the handbook. So this is doing is making the change. If you see it, if you read through your packet, it just adds June 19th as a holiday, as a federal holiday.
I'll make motion to approve Resolution 2024-67 to amend the handbook.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Teigs.
Aye.
Arvisu.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Hendricks.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Landau.
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
Okay, next one we got on the list. We're going to do number 3 first, then we'll end with the task order. Resolution 2024-69, approve off-site gambling permit for Tracy Eagles Club and Aloha Night at the Tracy Aquatic Center for this Friday night. Pretty straightforward. We had to go through the Eagles like we have every year because we have a raffle, which is considered gambling. So if we could approve that, that would be perfect.
I'll make that a motion. 2024-69.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Hendricks.
Aye.
Landau.
Aye.
Arvisu.
Yes.
Teigs.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
All right, the last one we got on the list for the night would be Resolution 2024-68, Task Order Number 3, Bollig Engineering. I'm going to kind of set Tom up here if you want to come up. This went through the EDA and was recommended by the EDA to go through this task order, and we're going to explain it now, but we're making a tremendous amount of just our future out there is going to have that as a housing out there, but we've got the water issues out there yet. We have we have to plot out that whole area out there. There's plenty of work that needs to be done out there. And now that we've got 2 houses started and another lot out there that is surveyed already, it's just the right time to start moving forward with plotting that whole area out there into housing. We want to be ready. We'd like to put another house out there right away next year. So we asked Bollig to come down and talk a little bit about, what they can do out there and what it would cost us to get everything developed out there into where we can start building at will if we need to. So, Tom, you want to talk a little bit about the steps in this process and then the money itself, please?
Sure. So this is a 4-step plan. I think you have this in your packet as well. And the first phase of this would be a survey. We're not entirely sure where the lot lines are, particularly the northernmost lot line that follows kind of the railroad tracks direction there. There is a fence line there. That's where the existing drainage ditch terminates and does not pass through, and so it does not actually drain anything. And the reason why that was done, from what I'm understanding, is that they did not want to drain onto another owner's property. We're not sure whether that, it looks like in looking at the county's website that our line may be farther north than what that fence line is anyway. They already had got a contact from Chris that they wanted to come down, and it was kind of like, well, what is it that you want to talk about? Thinking of a number of other things, and this was what they wanted to bring up. Evidently, Brian Bollig himself had already been instrumental in working or talking with the county concerning our drainage issues, not only this particular site, which has a drainage issue, but the bigger issue on that whole southwest corner of town where two they call it the watersheds convert and are directed onto the school's property on the southwest side of the school's property, and all of that then underneath both of those roads swells to underneath the school's property and that driveway all the way through Greentown, and basically is one of our biggest issues out there. And it was once again very apparent this last rain that that's a bigger issue that we need to tackle. So this kind of comes within this bigger part. We need to know what we have out there, and then the next part would be to kind of come up with a concept plan, which would involve where is that drainage going to go through the property. And once we know that, then we can kind of start dividing up lots, and even lots right along Front Street. So no additional really work to be done as far as streets and sewer and water, but we hesitate to make any kind of lot division up and down Front Street until we know. Biggest issue is where the drainage is going to come through there. Will it come through the existing ditch and that'll get remodeled, or where? And then a part of this would be then the preliminary and final plat. So until we can have a preliminary plan, it's not necessary to have the final, but at least a preliminary plan, we cannot really go after some both federal and state dollars in grants without that. What that does is that indicates to the sources, which would be our senators and representatives, that we are serious about this project and that we have, as a council and as a city, agreed to move forward with this project. And then the grant dollars can go through their process. They did speak of a couple instances where congressmen and senators were out visiting a city and started asking questions, and the council said, well, we're really not sure about whether or not that's where it's going to be, or that we're really going to go through with this, and that was the end of that. So this is kind of this next step to get to the place where we not only have buildable lots, but we also have an idea of how the infrastructure is going to be supported.
It was getting on that list too, wasn't it, Tom? Getting on the list. Our state and federal know how important housing is. We're in a housing crunch. You can't even call it a crunch. It's a crisis throughout the whole country. And you got to start the process to get onto a list to hopefully, if not the first year, get into the second year so we can get some of the infrastructure done up there. Because what we'd really like is to be able to, even if we had to put some of our own money in there and make that a project, But if we can do a 50% match with some kind of grant program to get us a street out there or a cul-de-sac, that type of thing.
We were assured that these dollars that we're spending now, we can keep track of, and those would go towards any of our input. So let's just say that, we did apply for a grant and there was some matching of funds. If this is what you've approved, we would already have 16,000 in matching funds that would count towards our contribution. This isn't money that would be necessarily lost in that process.
Want to talk a little bit about the budget amendment that we put forward?
So where's the money coming from would be a natural question, and initially the first two parts of this, the 4,000 and 3,000, would come through the EDA grant funds that we have. We have only spent 1,000 of the 10. We don't have any applicants. I don't have any hints of an applicant for a grant coming in 2024 yet, and so this would use 7,000 of those funds, leaving us either 1,000 or 2,000, depending upon if we went for 7 or 8. And then we do have dollars within our housing budget as well, or actually deposits in our housing fund would handle the balance of that.
And the EDA realizes this is city-owned land, but it would be an EDA project to build houses on the city-owned land. And the city did, or the EDA did vote to support the program too.
Tom, will any of the engineering work that the city did after it acquired the central livestock property, maybe 20 years ago, and developed that swale and the drainage structures that are there now, and I think there was also a preliminary plat done of showing what a residential development on that land could look like. Is any of that going to be able to be usable?
Yeah, they have. So I contacted ISG, and they forwarded to the county a copy of that drainage study for that area of town, and then Bolig has a copy of it as well. And they do have prints of the. It kind of was a artist rendition, or I guess a concept plan, and there were probably that I've run across about 6 different ways of bringing either one cul-de-sac or 2 cul-de-sacs in different ways and shapes through there. One of the sources of funds that we would go after comes in the form of per lot, and I believe the number was $30,000 per lot for infrastructure. We want to make use of as much of that as we can, and with the land, get as many lots as we possibly can, but also probably put in such a way that we don't have any more infrastructure than's necessary. A great big long street that maybe connects all the way through potentially wouldn't be as necessary as just getting the number of lots and making them the right size.
This was instigated by, or initiated by, without us asking for it. We knew, we had kind of talked about it a little bit, but it was Brian Bollig from Bollig Engineering is the one that actually contacted the county and did the pre-work for us before we even got involved in it.
Tom, when you mentioned the adjoining property owner that's affected, or could be affected, is that are you referring to the Tracy Development Corporation that bought the old hog buying station?
No, it would be to the north of theirs.
I see.
So there's kind of a rectangle or diamond pattern that kind of comes through there, or a triangular pattern that goes all the way over to 4th Street. And so we're not entirely sure. It's cut up rather odd, and nobody exactly knows, I think, where those lot lines are, because we'll know at least where ours is and where it terminates. And we'll need that for the plat anyway.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a problem that we have out there, and whether we put houses out there or wherever we're gonna do out there, it's created a problem with broken tile and it's not flowing into our drainage ditch the way it's supposed to. And it backs up and we've had that problem for
Ever.
okay, ever.
Wow.
So, and it's really, it's not just digging a trench, I get that, but it's not a lot more, and that's kind of what we need a little help with the survey and figure out how we can get that moving through there quicker.
We're kind
Quicker we
of,
get it to move through, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
The quicker we can get it to move there quicker, the less problems we're gonna have on the northwest end coming from out of town across by the bus garage and the vet clinic out there. We don't want another fiasco like we did 5 years ago.
Do we know of anybody in the area doing any dirt work this year that we could start getting some fill out there for the third lot essentially?
If that's where the third lot is going to go, we got it surveyed, but now it didn't cost us a whole lot to get it surveyed because we were going to do the other two and we kind of got the discount rate. But now where is the drainage ditch? Where do we put it through there is what we need to find out right now. But, I guess I'd have to ask Shane what kind of projects that we've got going on that we could get some dirt.
There's
Why those-
somebody within 20 miles and they're hauling the dirt 40 miles. It's
Yeah.
like, well,
Start
we'll take-
stockpiling, yeah.
we'll take some.
I wonder if we won't accumulate some dirt at the airport project.
Oh,
Could be that too.
There'll be some of that, I'm sure.
It was pretty exciting for us to know that the two lots that we're putting houses on, with all the rain we've had, they stayed dry. So,
This,
News?
But yeah, there'll probably be some.
I would think there'd be some excavation there.
yeah. We'll have some on that Second Street project too, digging that basement out. We won't use all of that for filling back in, so we'll be taking some of that out there. And yeah, we'll keep
We
Shane.
might as well take what we can get.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll need some for filling in the hole across the street too, over at the liquor store.
Has that started yet? The liquor store project?
no, it hasn't started yet, no.
Any other questions?
Anybody have anything else before we vote on that?
Do you want a motion?
I would love
Mayor?
that.
Okay, I would offer a motion that we pass resolution number 2024-68, approving task order number 3 with Bolig Engineering.
First and second, last time for any other questions? All right, roll call, please.
Jones. Aye. Van Dyke.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Yes?
Higgs.
Aye.
Hendricks.
Aye.
Arvisu.
Yes.
Mayor Corman.
Aye. Chief, did you have something that you wanted to, no? You're just saying
Making
hi?
sure we behave.
Thought there was gonna be trouble tonight? No? Sure you don't wanna come up and
Cause trouble?
talk about this weekend? Okay. It was
Fun
all-
things
all
happen
good.
this weekend?
All good.
All right.
Motion
Do we
to
have a
adjourn?
motion? All right.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Good to see you, Chief.
All right.
Goes on, so.